प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं
Good morning, all. I welcome you all again in this session today. Now, can we have a group photo of all the participants, please? So, turn on your camera. So, we can have a virtual group photo of all the participants. Keep your microphones on mute. Very good morning to all of you. I can see many faces. Good morning, Dr. Anand Kumar ji.
Very good morning, sir.
Can we take pick at 10? Yes.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
We can take the pick at fast so that other participants can also join.
Yes, sir.
In my session, it will be more of an interactive kind of session. So most of the cameras will be on if they want. If the participants they want, the camera should be on. So you can put them on. And whenever I ask a question, then their speakers should also be on.
Sir, your voice is breaking and it is not very clear.
Just hold on.
Yes, sir. Let's see some more faces. Can we have a group photo here? Turn on your camera if you are able to do it. We will take a virtual. Good morning, Dr. Anil Dangwal ji. I can see you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, B.V. Subbarao ji. Good morning,
Very
Pastor.
good morning, sir. Very good.
Very good morning to all of you. Good morning, Dr. Apurva. Good morning, Professor Mittal, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, very good morning. Thank you so much. A pleasure.
Am I audible now, Dr.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. What I wish is that if we can take a photograph at 10 past 10, because other participants can also join.
Yes, sir, sure, sir. The clock has struck 10. Now we will be starting our session. Om Vishwani Deva Savitar Duritani Parasua Yadbhadram Tanna Asua. O Lord, God Almighty, creator of this universe and dispenser of true happiness, we beseech to dispel all our miseries and bestow upon us what is blessed and good. आइए हम सब प्रार्थना के साथ इस कार्यक्रम की शुरुआत करें उस परम पिता परमेश्वर से जो सच्ची सुख का दाता है और हम उससे प्रार्थना करें कि वो हमारे सभी दुखों को दूर करते हुए खुशियों और स्वास्थ्य से हमारे जीवन को भर दे। इसी प्रार्थना और इसी आशा के साथ मैं आप सभी का यहाँ पर फिर से स्वागत करता हूँ। I welcome you all again in this gathering and on this auspicious day. I welcome you all again. We will now begin our session, and without any delay, I would like to invite Pallavi, Miss Pallavi, to choose our first speaker of this session today.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity. Good morning to all the dignitaries and all the respected participants. Today we have our first speaker, Professor Dr. Pankaj Madan. Before introducing him, I would like to tell you all that for me, he is a great personality. Why am I saying so? Because he is my guru also. And all through my journey till now, he has supported and guided me so well that I never felt that I'm only a scholar, rather I am a family. So I am in his honor. I want to express my gratitude towards him by chanting very famous shlok. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Parbrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Now I want to throw some light on Dr. Madan's achievements and his journey. Dr. Pankaj Madan is a multidisciplinary academician with in product management, web technology, and cooperative management. Presently, he is a dean Faculty of Engineering at Gurukul Kangre Vishwalaya, Haridwar. In the past, Dr. Madan had taught at University of Southern Queensland in Dubai and has been visiting professor and also University of Tartu in Estonia, Europe. He is also listed as Premium Educator with Harvard Business School Publishing, Boston. He is an award winner of B School Excellence Award in Best Teacher of Operations Management category and has been honored by Chief Minister of Uttarakhand and Haryana of his literary and social contributions. Professor Madan has already authored 12 books, supervised 15 PhD scholars. He has conducted more than 500 workshops. He is associated with 15 universities nationally and internationally and other dignified state institutions like Public Service Commission. Dr. Madan is a proud member of AIMA, CSI, and AOM and is professionally linked with many corporate bodies. I request Professor Madan sir to enlighten us with his knowledge and experience. Madan sir.
Thank you, Ms. Pallavi. Om Bhurbhava Swaha Tatsavitravarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodaya. I welcome and wish good health to all of you. I welcome you to this third day of this program, Atal AICT sponsored program on leadership. I wish today's session to be more and more interactive, for which I have designed it, and I could see only few participants here, but I think many may be joining very soon. So let me share my PPT with you. Are you able to see my PowerPoint presentation?
Yes, sir.
Very nice. I have given 2 assignments to the participants yesterday. I'll be talking about those assignments also. But I request the team who is managing the technical show today to put on the mics whenever I ask a question, because I have too many questions to ask, and I wish at the end the participants will have too many questions to ask from me. So it will be more of an interactive session. Today I'll be talking about academic leadership purely because I have heard last 2 days deliberations and a lot of questions about why we are shown the political figures in leadership and so many other questions. So I'll try to answer at best of my knowledge, although the speakers have already done that work very well. So participants, okay, now it's moving. My first question to you is, whom do you admire the most as a great person in society and why?
Gandhiji, sir.
Let me see who's speaking. Who
I
is
am
speaking?
Basuraj Madigond.
Okay. Can you, Dr. Basavraj,
Yes, sir.
you speak? I think every speaker need to be very, very precise, so they can take 30 seconds. So in one line, why do you admire Gandhiji most?
He was selfless service provider, and he has led the society by virtue of his personality. He never his personality has influenced. He never tried to influence anybody.
Okay, thank you. Next speaker, please.
Sir, may I?
Yeah,
Mother
please.
Teresa.
Yeah. One by one, you can speak. And for every question, I will give chance to 10 speaker at least. Yeah.
Sir, may I?
Yeah, please.
Sir, I'm Neeraj Mohan Puri, and I feel I admire myself the most because I am making great efforts to change the life and make a difference in the life of students. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, this is
Neeraj ji,
Satish,
can you
sir.
put on your camera?
Actually,
So
sir,
that we can see you.
there is a problem with my camera because I'm simultaneously attending on 2 laptops. Your session
Are your students able to see you in the class, or do you put off your camera when you are in class also?
No, sir. Actually, I regret. As I told, I'm simultaneously working on 2 laptops. I have a class to run for my students at 10:15.
We also want to be your follower, but we want to see how you look like.
I will definitely, sir, after another session, once I have done with my student session, I'll definitely open the camera because this laptop's camera is dysfunctional.
Okay. Next speaker, please.
Good morning, sir. I'm A. Satish from Andhra Pradesh.
Okay.
Sir, I admire the most person is teachers. Teacher is the most admired person
No,
in the society.
maybe you must have admired one teacher in your life whom you admire the most. Can you name that teacher and
Abdul Kalam, sir.
his qualities?
Dr. Abdul Kalam.
Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
Abdul Kalam, sir.
Okay. Why do you
He is the
admire
one
him the most?
He is the one who inspired the student community. He said that dream, dream, dream till your dream comes true. So that instigates the minds of the students.
It means that someone who makes other people dream,
Yes, sir.
people follow them,
Yes,
like
sir.
you. And on the other side, Dr. Saab talk about Gandhiji, who inspired others but never asked people to do anything. It is his way of doing things. So people follow them also, right?
Yes, sir.
Speaker, please.
Sir, hello. Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
One of you can speak. Who is speaking?
Good morning, sir. This is Amina over here.
Okay.
Sir, my inspirational person is Vivekananda. Most time, whenever I go through the quotes, I find Vivekananda quotes to be simple and very true to the heart. Your voice is not audible, sir.
Dear participants, let only one participant speak at first. Then you can take up your turn. So I request you all to put your mic on mute.
Sir, we would raise our hand and you ask.
Dr. Pankaj, your mic is mute.
Dr. Suyash, have you put on my mic? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir, you are audible. Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, okay, good. So, who is the next speaker?
Dr. Madan. Come Dr. Madan. May I come in?
Yes, Dr. Anand Kumar, you are audible. You can speak.
Yeah. Very good morning, Dr. Madan. My answer is a little different. Every Indian soldier who has sacrificed his life for this country, he is the most admirable person for me.
Okay, a true national lover is an admirable person. What I understand. Okay, so let's stop here. I know you are very enthusiastic. Let's stop here. For this question, can you mute on now? Dr. Suresh, can you mute all now?
Yes, sir, all are muted. You can continue.
Okay. Now, I know you are very enthusiastic and we'll be talking to almost all of you during my session. But now what I want is, I want one speaker who can just jot down the characteristics or the qualities which has been spoken by all speakers that whom people admire. Only one speaker who has noted down all the qualities in the notebook. Please come on and speak on.
This is Amina Begum, sir.
Yeah, Amina ji, please speak on.
The first speaker that has said is about Mahatma Gandhi. I need to say.
I'm talking about only qualities. That's all. Not the characters. Only the qualities whom people admired. Yeah.
Service whosoever has done the.
Yeah, Amina ji, you were speaking something.
Hello.
The mic is not working, sir. Hello.
Hello. May I, sir? May I?
Okay, Dr. Bensavraj.
Yeah. May I?
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. See, whom we admire is, the persons whom we remember. Even after generations, we remember the names of Basavanna, we remember the names of Guru Gobind Singh, Mahatma Gandhi, Vivekananda, even after generation. And if we talk, we will not be able to remember our grandfather also. Name of the great grandfather. This is only because they are service oriented. They have not done anything to themselves. They have dedicated their life to the society and the upliftment of the last person in the society. That is the great character of a person whom we can admire. Thank you, sir.
Very nice. Very, I think very super and very correct answer by Dr. Saab. Thank you so much. Now you can see my screen. And if I compile all the qualities and characteristics which has been stated, I can say that what Dr. Saab has said, I will encourage that, I will support that. He meant to say that someone who has brought a change in the society, someone who has broken the jinx, someone who has brought certain change against the previous thoughts and came up with a new concept. So I define leadership is about a change. And what someone said about Gandhiji, it is about taking people where they are now and to where they need to be. So when there was a crisis, that who will bring the change towards the freedom of India? it was the Gandhiji who make people dream about, not only Gandhiji, I would say there were many freedom fighters, Rani Jhansi, Bhagat Singh. So they were the change makers and they made people think about what freedom is like to be. On the other side, it is not only the, don't get confused leadership with political leadership. Leadership, definitely, leaders are in each and every field, including academics. But most of us, they confuse leadership with political leadership. If I ask a question that how many of you have been trained formally for a leadership program? Because whenever even somebody is recruited as a welder or as a turner or as an electrician, he is always asked that, do you have a diploma? Do you have a ITI degree? Or do you have any kind of document which can prove that, okay, you have that kind of qualification? But I don't know, participants. Dr. Suyash, can you put it on, put the mic on? Any one of you, how many of you have got the formal training of leadership? And do you think that, is it required or not?
Sir, may I?
Yes, please.
Actually, before joining this teaching profession, until now, I don't have any formal degree to teach the engineering course. But over the years, I have gained the experience to teach the engineering students. But my passion and my mother trained me informally to join the teaching profession. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. My question was, did you get a formal training on leadership by
Sir,
any institution?
I think the leadership cannot be taught. I think
we can give those who have spoken, please give chance to others also to speak. Yeah.
Sir, good morning. Hello, sir. Good morning to everyone. I am Venkatramana from Hyderabad, MVSR Engineering College.
Okay.
Sometimes leaders can be made from the family also. I didn't totally support as per the heritage. Sometimes it may be happen. Something like, I found there are some families, there are very few people. And also I'm not supporting leadership is not a political leadership.
Venkataraman, I have a question. I have asked a simple question. Only that speaker should speak who has got a formal training on leadership. That is my question. Do you have a certificate, any formal training? You got
No,
any
sir.
formal training? Anyone from this group? Please speak on only the person who has got a formal training.
I didn't receive and I didn't participate any such activity, sir. Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, this is from SGS Nanded Maharashtra.
Okay, please, ma'am.
I have been sent IIM Bodh Gaya for the academic leadership program. It was in 5 days FD, similar to what right now we are having. So that is the one. And the other one is one program was organized in our institute called as Train the Trainers, and more of the inculcation that towards the leaderships in the academics.
Okay.
So I can say that the programs I have attended with regards to the leadership.
Very good, very good. Now, most of the leaders, I'll come to you, Dr. Subbarao, I'll come to you. Most of the leaders whom we have talked about, they have never taken a formal training, right? But still they have millions of followers. But when in this present world, when in this commercial world, when we are talking about positions, we are talking about followers, we say that leadership can be taught. Leadership, although leaders. It is a characteristic, it is a quality, it is an inbuilt quality. That's true. It may be possible. It's a skill, it's an art, it's a quality which can be inculcated, which can be learnt, like how Madam from Nanded, she got trained on that. And believe me, we are talking in this leadership program about the formal training on leadership. And we say that leader is one who can make people imagine. And who are these people? When we talk about academic leadership, these people are your students. These are the people around you in the society. Maybe your colleagues, maybe the people in the society where you do shopping. Teacher is a teacher. Teacher is a leader everywhere. He is a moving role model. People, 100, 200 students in every year, they follow a teacher. But it is important to understand that we need a formal training to be a good leader. Because we may be possessing, I have shown you in my inaugural slide, it has more than 10 dimensions. So we may be possessing 1 or 2 dimensions which are very, very strong in us. But what about other 8 dimensions? So we want that our teachers, our colleagues should be best at all the 10 dimensions. And for this leadership program has been made. I'll come to you again. So leadership is about change. And I have given you 2 assignments. Out of 1 assignment was that what change are you expecting around you? I'll come to you to ask that question, but just hold on with that question. Let me move on. Can you list down the roles of an academic leader? You have been talking about the academic leader. You have given example that you admire yourself as a teacher, as an academician. And many of you have told that you admire your teacher or you admire Professor APJ Abdul Kalam as a teacher or a scientist. So now your chance to speak will come only when you will list down the roles of an academic leader. So you have to write at least 5 roles in academic leader. If you have written, then Dr. Suyash will put on your speaker and you can speak on. I know many of you are ready to speak, you are enthusiastic, but colleagues, you can give chance to someone who has not spoken till this time. If you have spoken, please keep quiet, let others speak on. Dr. Suyash, can you put on their mics now? Yes, Ranuji, please speak on.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, ma'am, please speak on.
Myself, Ranu Biswas, faculty from Pharmaceutical Technology, Kolkata.
Very nice.
So as you shown the list of the 5 roles of academic leader, as per me, every teacher is an academic leader. So their role, first, number 1, to guide the students. Number 2, for the implementation of the curriculum. Number 3, counseling of the students so that they will establish in their future life or professional field. And number 4, help in administrative works of the organization so that it will run smoothly. And number 5, to be take part in various kind of the academic committee for the smooth running of that one. So in my opinion, ultimately, I would like to say every teacher is an academic leader for the students also, for the smooth running of the organization also. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ranuji. Thank you so much for nice deliberation. Now, I would like to invite a speaker who can give qualities of academic leader except what Miss Ranu has said. Except that. Leave that. You can add 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, like that. Please come on.
One can be a responsibility,
Dr.
sir.
Mamta, you can please speak on. Dr. Mamta. And after that, Mr. Somu. Yeah.
Namaskar, sir. I am Dr. Mamta Sharma from Hindustan College of Science and Technology, Mathura.
Okay, Dr. Mamta.
Yes, sir. I think that the academic leader should be a great motivator so that he can just bring out the inherent qualities of the people, those whom he is leading over there. And whatever he preaches, he should practice that also. He should show high ethical values as well as empathy towards the team members, and he should be able to recognize the talent and among the people whom he is leading, and he should also provide opportunities to the talented people to nurture their talent also.
Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Deshpande, she also raised the hand. Sorry, who raised the hand?
I am Subbarao, sir. Subbarao from Andhra Pradesh.
Dr. Subbarao, you have already spoken, I think, many a
No,
time.
no, sir. No, sir.
Okay, then you can speak, please.
Yeah, very good morning, sir. This is Dr. Subbarao from Siddhartha Institute of Technology, Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh, sir.
Welcome.
The first is samskara, good samskara to the student.
Good sanskar, okay, very good.
Yeah. Morals, ethics, patience, and life lessons. These 5 we should impart to the students on par with the regular curriculum. In my views, degrees never run their families, only their sincerity, samskara run their families and society.
Okay.
This is my answer, sir.
Hello, sir. Can I add a few?
Dr. Apurva Mishra. Dr. Apurva Mishra, please speak on. You can raise hands. I can read you when you raise hands. Dr. Apurva Mishra, please speak.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I have a couple of, role of a teacher as a leader, which I thought of. I think a teacher should have a visionary leadership. So you can probably heard it like a visionary leadership, which is used in a reference when we say what is the vision or a mission of your college. So we should able to inculcate that vision to our student also. Second, I talk about the emotional intelligence should be one of the quality of a leader rather than emotional stability. We should able to sense what are the emotions students are going through. We should not be sympathetic and apathetic. The last, what I feel, it should be a communicator builder. Now the communication is not necessary should be in English. It can be a Hindi or it can be any local language. If you have a strong content, as a leader, you will be able to express and convey your thoughts to the students. And lastly, I would like to say there should be an integrity, a passion for a leader to convey their message to the students.
Okay, wonderful. Very nice. I think I know that there are other speakers also, but on this topic, I think we can take up to this part only. Now, I will not challenge any one of you because I know that you have been teacher for last so many years, and whatever qualities you have mentioned are definitely should be in a teacher. Dr. Satya Prakash, Dr. Satya Singh, I'll talk to you next means with my next question. Now, I would say that no leader is perfect. Yesterday also, 3 wonderful speakers taught, means they talked about this. Dr. Amit talked about the perfectness. He told very correctly, no leader is perfect. So every leader is trying to concentrate on his strengths. And that's why I said that I want through this training that your all strengths, your all characteristics, your all qualities should be your strengths. You can strengthen other qualities, means except 2 or 3, the other qualities of a leader, academic leader, what you talked about, you may be best at too, but others can also be honed and developed. You can do it by yourself. So do not try to change yourself. Rather, what we need to do is we need to work to improve the way we perform. And that is what the training or leadership means. That whatever we are doing, if we can do it in a better manner, we would say that we are moving towards to be a trained leader. Okay. So yesterday I gave an assignment about a mission, and I wish that most of you, because I am not able to see when my PPT is going on a small screen, I am not able to see how many of you are here who are with the mission statement. But we can take 10 participants now who have read their mission statements, and please be true in this program, because we all are from academics. If we are not true to ourselves, we cannot groom ourselves. So 10 speakers I will invite. They will talk about their mission, and we'll discuss about their mission, but also they will tell us in their first statement that whether they have read this mission for the first time, second time, do they remember this mission, or it is after years they have seen this mission, right? But before that, you can see this quote which truly says that mission without action is merely a dream. I talked about this in the inaugural session also. And action without a mission is just a time pass. So leadership is about setting a mission with action. And that is what the leaders about whom you have spoken has done. They took a mission, whether it is politics or whether it is cricket, whether it is Sachin Tendulkar, whether it is Vishwanathan Anand. They had a mission, but with that, they had an action also. And that's why they could change the word. So mission plus action and action plus mission is required for a leadership. So I don't know what you have noted it down in your copies, but I'll tell you what exactly the mission statement is. In most of the other training programs, where usually I take for the whole day, we actually make them write the mission statement. But today we don't have that much of time that I can make you write the mission statement. But yes, I'll ask you to do an activity. So before that, you can see what exactly the mission statement means. So the mission statement talks about that all stakeholders, like in an institution, students, management, teachers, teaching, non-teaching, parents, they are clear about the purpose of the institution. And it will help you. It will help everyone to be focused on the goals and objectives of an organization. This we are talking in terms of an organization. But this can be true in terms of a change. This can be true in terms of a nation. And this can be true in terms of your class. And if you are having NSS, NCC, or any other additional activity placement, This can be true with that also. So mission statement should be such that whenever someone reads that mission statement, they can understand at a glance that what is the core purpose of an organization. I'll show you some of the mission statements which are considered to be good, and I appreciate them. Few are for-profit organization. Vijay Kumar ji, I'll come to you. Next is your chance to speak on. We are talking about, you can see the mission statements of Toyota. You can see the mission statement of Apple. You can see the mission statement of a non-profit organization, HelpAge India. I'll show you some academic mission statements also. This is of Facebook. Here you can see mission statements of Institute of Education, University of London, FMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and Punjab University, Chandigarh. I'll once again show you all these statements. I'll come to this. I'll analyze one or two statements for you, and then I'll come to you. Now, what should be in the mission statement? First is the purpose. And let me share with you, if I ask you a question that who has designed the mission statement for your institution, I don't think that you will be able to answer. It is really difficult to answer, especially in university system or college system, that who has designed the mission statement of your institution. But we'll do one exercise in which you will be involved. Second is, what is the purpose of institution and in what business this institution is. Institution or organization can be for profit, non-profit, or it can be of an non-profit organization like an academic institution. Then what are the main values of that institution? So three things are very important: purpose, business, and values. You can note these down. You can note down these 3 points. What is the purpose? What is the business? And what are the values? Now let's critically evaluate the mission statement of Toyota. So Toyota is for mobility. Everyone knows Toyota. Toyota is the biggest brand in cars. So they are into mobility business. And what is the purpose? Purpose is why you see Toyota models for every segment and why they are so famous, because they are concentrating on future of mobility. And what is the value? Safest and most responsible ways of moving people. Why most of us are taking Innova as a taxi whenever we have to travel from one state to another state or at a distant place? Have you ever thought about this? And this company Toyota in their mission statement has stated it and proved it. You go through this mission statement of Apple and you will find all the 3 things here. You look at Facebook, they are empowering people to speak on, from introvert to extrovert, to express themselves. And yes, the values is to connect the people throughout the world. You can go through the academic. You can see about FMS Delhi, very famous management institution. So they talk about management education, but also talk about academic excellence and leadership. But through what? Through high quality teaching, research, case development, and pedagogy of learning, so that they can impart good education, good quality education. Okay, so I'll stop here, and now you will speak what you have to do now, Dr. Anand Kumar ji, I'll come to you also. तो डॉक्टर सुयश जिसका मैंने नाम लिया है आप उसका स्पीकर ऑन कर देंगे। अभी तक जिन्होंने रेज हैंड हाथ खड़ा किया है, करना आपको ये है, द एक्सरसाइज इज दैट यू मस्ट हैव ब्रॉट योर विजन एंड मिशन स्टेटमेंट्स, राइट? नाउ दिस, अभी हम ये मान के चल रहे हैं कि विजन मिशन स्टेटमेंट्स दे आर नॉट मच ऑफ अ डिफरेंस। अभी हम उसको लेके नहीं चल रहे कि विजन क्या है, मिशन क्या है। वी आर नॉट गोइंग डीप इनटू मैनेजमेंट पार्ट। अभी हम दोनों को सिनोनिम मान के चल रहे हैं। वी आर टेकिंग both of them as same, right? So whatever your vision or mission statement, you have noted it down. Can you have to evaluate the vision or mission statement of your organization and speak it here. You can speak about the vision or mission statement of your institution and then critically evaluate whether it talks about the three things or not: purpose, business, and values. So, Dr. Suyash, can you put on the speakers of the
Yes, sir. Dr. Padmanabhan has raised his hand, so I will unmute him. Please continue, sir.
Good morning, sir. Am I audible?
You please speak loudly. Your voice is less audible.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, now you are audible. Please speak loudly. Yeah.
From AISSMS College of Pharmacy, Pune, Maharashtra. So
Okay.
the vision and
We are not able to hear you. Dr. Deshpande, we are not able to hear you. Let's listen to the next speaker.
Dr. Bhaswaraj ji, please continue. Dr. Bhaswaraj.
Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible. Please continue.
Yes, sir. I am Dr. Basavaraj Madigon from Hira Sugar Institute of Technology, Litsoshi, Karnataka.
Very nice. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. The vision of our institution is to be a preferred institution in engineering education by achieving excellence in teaching and research, and to remain as a source of pride for its commitment to holistic development of individual as well as society. This is the vision of our institution, sir.
Okay, Dr. Biswaraj, can you tell me that for how long you have been working there?
Sir, 2.5 years.
2.5 years. So in 2.5 years, how many times have you gone through this vision or mission statement? Be very clear, be very true. Don't worry, means don't.
Yeah, I'm very specific about this, sir. During our NBA visit, I have made my faculty, my friends, my colleagues go through it frequently, as well as I have also gone through very frequently. But later on, I have not gone through very frequently as I was used to do it earlier. But I remember my vision statement.
Very good, very nice. So can we have another speaker now? I'll not ask you to critically evaluate your mission statement because you are involved in NAC activities. Next speaker, please.
We have Dr. Meera Mathur with us.
Yeah, Dr. Meera, most welcome.
Thank you, sir. I am Dr. Meera Mathur from Management Studies, Mohanlal Sukhadia University, Udaipur.
You have to, Dr. Meera, please be loud.
Okay, sir. Sir, we have our vision statement as become Gurukul for ultimate excellence in management education and the hub for solution to managerial problems of the corporate world. So the three statements which you have given, purpose, business, and value, are incorporated in this vision statement, and it has been given by our the then director, Professor Karunesh Saxena, sir. And as I was the nodal officer for NAC in 2014, from then onwards, we are continuously viewing this vision statement, and it is also updated on our website every time.
Very nice, Dr. Veera. Very nice. A good friend of mine, Dr. Karunesh, has designed that mission. I am happy about it. So now, speakers, participants, you have the vision statement with you. So you yourself can critically evaluate the mission or the vision statement. And now I would like to listen to a speaker who is very true to this group and can say that, sir, I don't know who has designed this vision or mission statement, but I could not find these two or a single point. Means you couldn't find the purpose, or you couldn't find the business, or you couldn't find the values in the mission or vision statement. And then what will be your assignment after this workshop is that you have to go to the vice chancellor, or you have to go to the director of the institution and say that, sir, I am formally trained now to design the mission statement, and our existing mission statement is this, but as per my knowledge, it is lacking these points. Can I help the institution to modify this mission statement? So this is how you will become a leader, or it is a first step to be an academic leader in your organization. I know that it is not so easy. You may have a lot of questions. So Padma Mishra, I think she can speak about this. She raised hand. She has written in the chat box also. Dr. Suyash, ma'am Padma Mishra was there. Can we allow, or someone who can dare to say that my organization mission statement is not having purpose, business, or value? Please come on, raise your hand. Dr. Suyash, has anybody raised their hand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have some Padma Sharon, sir.
She can speak on.
Yes.
You can give chance to the next one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Padma ma'am, are you able to hear us?
Saji Banda Padma.
Ji.
Ma'am, please speak on.
No. I will be inviting the next speaker. Neeraj Mohan Puri ji, can you hear us? You can answer the question. Neeraj Mohan Puri ji. Neeraj Mohan Puri ji. Are you there? Or we can have
Sir,
yes.
may I read the vision or mission statement of my institution?
Yeah, please. Please continue.
Sir, should I read the mission statement?
Yeah, you can read the mission statement, and then you can yourself analyze that whether these three things are there or not.
Right, sir. So first of all, there are three vision or mission statements. Number one is affordable, quality, technology-driven education with futuristic curriculum, because I am teaching in an institution and I'm heading the same K-12 school affiliated to CBSE. So first is the mission is like affordable, quality, technology-driven education with futuristic curriculum. Second is preparing students for life, making them globally competitive. And third is value for money for all the stakeholders.
Wonderful. I think, what do you think? Is it covering all the three things or not?
As per me, sir, you shared that about culture or something is missing in this, if we talk about. But when we say that value for all stakeholders, so indirectly it covers that also.
Okay. So can we have next speaker, please? Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, we have Ambika ji.
Yes, please.
Can you unmute yourself and speak? Ambisavi Ambika. Dr. Baswaraj, would you like to add something in?
Sir, nothing. I have already spoken about my vision, and that follows the mission. Which currently I'm the IQAC chairman.
Dr. Himanshu Shekhar, Mahapatra.
Okay, sir.
Dr.
We have
Himanshu Shekhar.
yes. Dr. Himanshu Shekhar, you can unmute yourself, or we have Somu. Somu ji, can you unmute yourself and try to answer the question? Somu? Yes. Yes, please.
Sir.
Okay, speak on, please.
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, myself Shobha Patil from DKT Societies Textile and Engineering Institute, Ichalkaranji, sir, Maharashtra. So the vision statement is to be one of the leading institutes in technical education and research through academic excellence and innovation, to serve the needs of the industry and society through continuing education programs, industry interaction, entrepreneurship development, and incubation, sir. Thank you.
I think it was good, but more values can be added into this, Dr. Shobha. So whenever you are back in your organization, you can try to add something, add values, more principles and values and beliefs into that. I think we can move on to the next part now.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Now we have a famous saying in which it says that if you want to create an incremental change, incremental means continuous change, not so big, then you have to focus on behavior. But if you really want to break through or change the whole organization or make a big change, you need to change the paradigm. That's why it is called a paradigm shift. So this is a famous saying. Now this change management or this change, it is the application of structured process and set of tools to achieve whatever you desire. I have asked you for one assignment more, that is, what change do you want to see around you? And I can say that whatever change you want around you, presently many of you may be knowing that how to bring that change. But today in my deliberation, we will talk about a particular research oriented approach of a leader, that how to bring that change. So we are talking about this systematic approach. So change management talks about the systematic approach from the organization perspective and also from the individual perspective, that how to approach towards this change. Two types of change in organization and change at individual level, because organizations, specifically the academic organizations, they are service oriented organizations. They are moved by people. They are not manufacturing companies. But even if they are manufacturing companies, we say that change will come at the organizational level and as well as that individual level. So it will need certain tools and techniques. It will need certain resources. Now, as a leader, it is possible that you are not at the top position. And you very well know whether it is Sachin Tendulkar in the team, he has not been the captain. Whether it is Gandhiji, he has never been a prime minister or a president. There you will get n number of examples where the true leaders actually did not hold any position, or whenever they brought big changes, at that moment also they were not holding key positions, but still they brought the changes. Dr. Baswaraj, you will be speaking. Dr. Suyash, can you note down his name? Dr. Baswaraj, he will be speaking. Dr. Purbi Goswami, she has also raised her hand. She will also be speaking. So just hold on. I'll ask them to speak. Not now. Just hold on. Dr. Uttara Prosarkar. Okay. So what I mean to say here is that you need to think what power the change leader has, how it can be done, what are the diversities in it, who are the people who will be with you as a team to bring this change, what is the capability, is the workforce ready for the change. So there are so many things which are to be thought. We'll talk about one or two lines about this theory. Just hold on. So we have to, and I told you that we don't have Indian role models specifically about the change management theory. We are working on it. Most of my colleagues here, most of the participants from the business management department, they know that when we talk about leadership theories, we don't have so many, we don't have a single theory about leadership or change management as far as Indian management is concerned. But never mind that. We have thought leaders, they are coming up, they are the Nobel Prize winners now. So they have given certain theories, but I'll not talk about them now at this moment. We will talk about the change management theory. And there are three theories. One is by Kurt Lewin, one is by John Kotter, and one is about from the Japanese culture. And that talks about Kaizen plus PDCA. And that is what I have designed and named it as a Japanese change model. So first I'll talk about this. I'll talk directly about this Kurt. Kurt said that whatever change you want to bring is, you have to first unfreeze the situation, means dismantle. Then you have to bring that change and then you have to refreeze it. Then only the change will happen. We'll fastly go through this. I'll show you the next one and I will discuss more on that. You can see this one. Now the Kotter said that if you want to bring a change, you have to increase urgency, means you have to tell people that there is a need for that. Whether that is due to competition, whether that is due to an attack by an enemy, but what is the urgency for that change? You have to highlight that. And then you have to do a coalition, means you have to ask people to join, to come together. You have to make a vision and just not create the vision. You need to communicate to the masses. You have to communicate your vision. Vision about the change. Vision about the organization. Or the mission about the organization, you have to communicate to the people. You have to make them follow that vision. But how will it be possible? It will be possible only when you empower them. And when you, as a leader, try to remove the obstacles which are coming in the ways of the change, or the obstacles which are coming in the way of your team who is trying to bring the change in the system. You have to encourage them. You have to you have to encourage them to take risk. And if they have done some change, praise them. Then again, if they have reached to certain level, plan for the next step. Reward them for the next step if they have succeeded. Then go to the third step. And like that, make them enable to cover the whole journey. If there are certain things which you realize in this journey, yes, Dr. Purbi, I'll be talking to you also. If there are certain changes which you think that they are required, you have set a vision, you have set a mission, and the journey has started, but few things are not going according to the mission and vision. Then you have to rectify that. You have to recheck it. And in Japanese, we call that cycle as PDCA cycle. Plan, do, check, action. Action means action for feedback, action for recheck. Plan, do, check, and then action to what we have checked and we have to change. And Kaizen means continuous improvement. The countries like United States or developed nations, which have a lot of resources, they talk about the change of a paradigm. But the country like Japan, which is almost equivalent to UP, Uttar Pradesh in size, but getting a lot of natural disaster, earthquakes every week, every month. And when we see brands around us, we can see a lot of Japanese brands around us, whether it is Toyota, Mitsubishi, or Mazda, or you talk about any process or any company, and you will find a lot of Japanese companies, they are doing wonders. So culturally, they have developed themselves and their country in such a way that even such a big shift of Prime Minister yesterday, there was not any human cry, or there was not much of a slogans or change news throughout the world or something. They do it very silently. And you will be surprised that when there was a nuclear leakage in their power plant, they did not ask any nation for the help. You know why? It is because no other nation in this world have the experience of this type of nuclear disaster. No other country. It is only Hiroshima till date, which is an example of nuclear disaster. So we can learn a lot, not only from Japan, but from other countries, from other cultures, whatever is best with them, we can take it. Our culture is also very rich. We also have so many positive things, but let's blend, let's join and try to bring laurels or the same recognition to our organizations and country, which we used to have when we were called the golden bird. We can do that. But that will happen when everyone will become a leader. It doesn't mean that for few qualities, one can be the leaders, other can be the followers. For other change, I can be the follower, although I am a leader. Remember that one who is a good follower can only be the leader. But no, then you will ask a question, sir, whom the leader will follow? Leader will follow his followers. He will follow the change. He will follow the sentiment. So, my dear friends, now it's your chance. I have shared with you that what change is, how this change happens, formally how it can happen as per the management concepts, tools and techniques. We talked about vision and mission. So now it is your chance to speak. We will take 20-30 speakers at this go. At least we have now, we'll give 15 minutes for this. After that, 10 minutes for question and answers. So next 10-15 minutes, the speakers will speak about what change they have written in their notebook and how they will bring that change. You will not only speak about the change, but you will speak also about how you will bring that change in your class, in your department, in your college or university. And then we will recognize you as an academic leader. Yes, please. Dr. Suyash, can you put on the speakers, and whom I have named, please give them the chance first because they have raised their hands. And whosoever raise his or her hand, then you can follow to put on his or her speaker. Yes, Dr. Suyash, please.
Sir, we have Argu Krishna, sir. Would you like to speak? We have raised hands from Argu Krishna.
Argu Krishna ji, are you there? I am putting off my PPT.
Is the question again?
Is that I have given you one assignment in which I have asked you to write a change which you would like to bring in your
Clear,
class,
sir. Clear.
in your organization. So now I have extended that question. You need not only to speak the change, but you have to also speak how you will bring that change as per
Got
the
it, sir.
order or as per I have shared with you.
Right, sir. I am willing to participate, provided whenever I am allotted the slot.
You can continue, Neeraj. You can speak yourself.
Right, sir. Thank you very much.
You can continue.
Thank you, sir. So with regard to the change which I anticipate and wish to bring in my organization is to transform the education strategy as well as the human resources. Now, when I say transformation in education, I want that education there should be switch from rote memorization, from the mindset of incentivizing and capitalizing the numbers to the knowledge-driven society, where the children do not learn to earn their bread and butter, rather they learn to be a lifelong learner and they are in position to apply their classroom learning with their real life situations. And when
How would you do it?
Sir?
Just one change and how you will do it, just explain that.
Okay, sir. So with regard to this change, this is only possible if we rationalize or customize some part of our curriculum, because if we talk about now 220 given days as per the CBSE, so in 220 days, if I talk about 11th grade, 10th grade, any subject, it may matter, the children as well as teachers.
Neeraj, I have a question for you.
Hanji, sir.
Are you authorized or capable enough to make a change in curriculum?
So I'm saying this is a proposal.
No. I have asked you to note down the change which is around you, which you desire to change, and you can do it.
Okay, sir. Now, if I talk about, then yes, I can make certain changes, of course. When I say that the children can be made knowledge driven, so what we can do, we can change the teaching strategies. That is definitely under my kind control.
Okay.
We can make the children learn through their experiential learning. We can add on more vocationalization. We can
What
switch
is
to
experiential learning?
competency-based.
Can you, Dr. Neeraj ji, can you share what is experiential learning and how
True,
you
sir.
can use it with your children?
Yes, sir. So when we say experiential learning, that means that whatever, let us say we are teaching any science concept to the students in a class. So once the teacher has introduced that concept, now we can bring the children in the ground and they can have hands-on, let us say, how to make a plane. So the children can be given a piece of page. They should be told to design various shapes of a plane. They can be divided into a small teams wherein the child will analyze, they will reflect on their learning, they will have a critical thinking, they can do redesigning, they will make the aeroplanes which we generally used to make when we were in the schools. The child will throw the aeroplane, then they will be told to actually measure with a measuring tape.
We got your point. We got your point. Thank you so much. Yes,
Right.
Doctor, some madam, she came on the screen. Next,
We have next speaker as Ruby Sanger raised his hand. Her hand.
Please.
Can we have Ruby Sanger?
Yeah, Dr. Ruby, good.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
If you are audible,
Good morning
please
to all
continue.
of you, and good morning, Pankaj sir. Thank you for an enlightening session. And now, I would like to talk about the change. So I'm currently working at Symbiosis and currently teaching the BBA graduates, BBA students. So in the first year, especially the students, they're coming from school. So we do not have a practice of, having the resource papers given to them, or they go through the resource papers and submit their analysis, just because just coming after the school, they don't, according to the university.
Just hold on, Dr. Ruby. I think someone is speaking with the speaker and we are not able to hear you properly. Suyash, can you put all on mute and except Dr. Ruby? Dr. Ruby, now you can continue, please. Others, please.
Am I audible now, sir?
Some voice is coming from some other speaker.
Sir, actually, I'm sitting in a faculty room wherein other faculties are also.
Oh, that's the issue. Can you ask your faculty members to please be quiet so that you can speak on?
I'll just request.
Till then, Dr. Suyash, can you invite another speaker? You have to come up with a change and how you will bring that change. We want more and more academic leaders. Please put on your cameras. You can put on your cameras.
We have a request from Amina Begum. Can you continue, Amina ji?
पहले रूबी जी को सुन लेते हैं, फिर अमीना जी को सुनते हैं. रूबी, please.
Okay, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm teaching at Symbiosis, especially the BBA students. So in the first year, we think that we should not be giving the research papers to them, do the analysis, just because they're coming from the school and they don't, their horizons aren't broadened that much, and they will not be able to practice and learn from the research papers. So that's the change I would like to bring in here, and bringing that research-driven approach over here, and would want that, yes, we can go ahead with the research papers, not, asking them to go through it. Rather, we can, share the research paper and share the learning part of that research paper so that they can understand the learnings and they can, apply the same in their subjects. So that's the kind of change I am thinking to bring.
Thank you, Dr. Ruby. I think it is a wonderful suggestion, and the change is good as far as the research orientation of the first year students is concerned. Thank you so much. Next speaker, please. Thank you.
Amina Begum, can we hear from you?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Sir, my suggestion is like training the trainers. How far, what all things today, like I have gone through in these 5 days, I would like to implement or make a small class for the teachers as an orientation class, as a train the trainers. That is my idea and my vision right now. After the session is over, I would have a talk with my HOD saying that I have undergone a training of 5 days FDPA on teaching the trainers. So I would like to present it to my teachers and if possible online to my students as well. This is my idea, sir.
That's good. So you are going to implement this change very soon?
Yeah, hopefully, sir.
Wonderful, Dr. Amina. Next speaker, please.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, may I? Satyavir Noloka from Delhi.
Dr. Satyavir, please. Satyavir ji, please be loud.
Sir, yes, sir. I am serving for the last 34 years in Delhi Police, sir. And I saw.
सत्यवीर जी, थोड़ा लाउड बोलना पड़ेगा आपको, आवाज नहीं आ रही.
Clear, sir?
बहुत कम आ रही है आवाज.
अरे सर, sorry. I changed the system. Is louder.
Satyavir ji, please check your connection. Your voice is not audible. Please, we can have another speaker. Yes. We can have another speaker if you are willing to speak. Please unmute.
Hello. May I?
Yes, sir. Yes, please.
Yes, sir. Good morning and very much thankful for your wonderful session. I have been teaching in engineering college since 27 years. And the major challenge, what I could see in all these years, is bridging the gap between the industry requirement and what we teach in engineering colleges. So what I am planning is to start industry-supported lab in our institution. And for this, I have to propose a plan to my director, principal, and then I can persuade him in what best way we can establish a lab that can be supported by the industries. Thank you, sir.
Satyavir ji, are you ready now?
Hello, sir.
Ji, Mahesh ji, you can continue.
Okay.
Please speak.
Sir, thank you, sir, giving the chance. Pankaj sir has rightly pointed out the different areas where we can improve our teaching learning process. But one thing I would like to go for rightly in our national policy. So we are just now having the national policy, and where the more emphasis has been given on the value-based education. So here we'll try to have a more value-based education in technical also. For the technical, for these engineering colleges, we are going for the technical skills. But along with the technical skills, we should have the value-based education. And for that one, we have to try for the object-based learning rather than to go for the subject-oriented. So we should have the objectives so that our students, whenever they will be in society, so we should enhance or we should have the upgradation in the society. So I think the value-based education that should be inculcated in the technical education, and for that one we should have the more technical subject that should be towards the value-based education. That's it from my side.
Mahesh ji, can
Yeah.
you suggest one change which you will implement in your class for inculcating more value in your class?
Yes, sir. For example, Miss myself is electronic engineer, so I'm taking the electronic subject. Same I'm taking one EHD subject, that is embedded system design. So that is the designing portion. So while designing portion, I always ask my student, whenever we are designing any product, so that should be the useful for the society. That is okay, but you should find out the carbon. You are increasing the carbon by using that you are designing or not. So you should find out the carbon footfall, and it is increasing by means of your designing, it is increasing or not. So that is the one area. So I always use in my ESD classroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice. Anyone else? So I am very surprised that in last few sessions, so many people were so enthusiastic to speak on, and they have been speaking. But now, when there is a chance to speak on, less people are coming on to speak about their organization or the change which they will implement as a leader in their organization. That is very surprising. But never mind. We have with us Satyavir Nolaka from Delhi Police who want to say something. Yes, Satyavir, please.
Sir, myself as an inspector in Delhi. And by the high level, sir, the spiritual need.
Satyavir ji, your voice is breaking.
आप ऐसा करिए सत्यवीर जी, वीडियो ऑफ कर दीजिए, तब आपकी आवाज आ जाएगी। तब आपकी आवाज आएगी।
Sir, is it audible now, sir?
हाँ, अब ठीक है।
Sir, I brought a very high level change in Delhi Police by training the yoga from grassroots to the official level.
Very nice.
Now, more than 439 yoga trainers are working in Delhi Police. Those who are performing their own duties as well as yoga trainers as well. Some of our yoga trainers
इसका सत्यवीर जी कोई जो आपने चेंज किया ये, इसका कोई हमको लाइव एग्जांपल बताइए, आपने किया कैसे किया आपने?
Sir, I was told asked to change the attitude of the police people. Then I was asked how will I bring it on the platform. I suggested that I will create my duplicates. I am a yoga trainer for the last 15 years.
Okay.
And I am a trainer from the Art of Living. I am a yoga. I am a PhD yoga. Okay. And that all I did, I duplicated myself, and whatever I learned in my studies, I simply created duplicate.
So you trained people. So you trained people in each and every unit. And now they are the trainers. You mean to say this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think that is a wonderful technique to bring a change in society or to bring a change in organization. One person cannot bring the change everywhere. So he needs to create a team of change makers. And that is why this leadership program is required.
Yes, sir. Sir, now one more thing, sir. Now most of our trainers are doing PhD. This is a very high level change that police people are doing. Police Jawans are doing PhD in yoga. It's a very high level, sir.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, any other speaker? Ranu Biswas.
Sir, if time will permit, I would love to come back.
Who? Mr.
Hello, sir.
Who is the next speaker?
Can I speak, sir? I'm Mangesh Balekar.
Yeah, Mr. Balekar.
Yeah. Sir, I'm Mangesh Balekar. I'm College of Pharmacy, Pune. Sir, one of the part of our vision is to be amongst the top institutes in imparting pharmaceutical education. And I firmly believe that one of the ways to achieve that is to improve our research.
Okay.
So we are having a fairly nice portfolio of publications, but I want that it should be further improved. And being a part of research advisory committee, I have what I am planning to do is to make impart the knowledge about the UGC care list to my fellow teachers. Then make them aware about the research metrics, various measurements, how the publications are judged by. Then pursue with the management to give them the for good publications, to give them incentives. And finally, I am also planning to organize a workshop with one of our alumni who is in the business of patenting, to make them more aware about the patenting. So
Very
these
nice,
are some of.
very nice, Balekar ji. Because time is running out, it's already 11:27. So I'll just share one screen with you. That talks about the action plan. कि आपको जो change लाना है, how will you bring that change? And first you have to put that change on paper. तो पेपर में क्या करना है आपको, वो मैं दिखाना चाह रहा हूं. उसके बाद I'll take question and answers. So thank you so much for your nice deliberations. Just I'll share my screen with you. Hold on, please. This is the action plan, what you have to prepare. Are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
In this screen, although it is in PDF, but I'll increase its size so that you can see. You can see here action, measure, communication, leadership, by whom and when. You see, whenever you are talking about any change, then you have to fix the responsibility, or you can say that the responsibility matrix has to be done. So on the left hand side are the quarter stages, and then what action will you take to make a change? It is also shown here in the third column. Then how will you measure that change? That is also very important. You see, if you are making a change, but you are not able to measure that change, कि कितना change हुआ? If you are not able to measure temperature, you won't be able to judge whether the patient is okay or not, right? And then how you will communicate that change or action, and who will be the commander or the change agent of that action in your organization. You can't be the change agent for all the actions in your organization. It cannot happen. You have to make a team. And when I'm talking about the team can include from a MTS or a PN to a vice chancellor. Everybody can be part of your team. You have to design the action plan. Share with them, communicate with them, talk to them that this is the change we want in our organization. That is the vision, that is the purpose, and this is your role to bring the change. So this is what I am sharing with you. I'll try to put all these things in the groups so that you can very well understand it, implement it. And then now I'm ending my show. And it's time for question and answers from your side. Yes, please. I'm open to questions now.
Sir, you have elaborated everything, sir, and you have given a wonderful chance to us, sir. I believe I have no question at least, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. But if you have some questions on leadership, you have been asking. So many people have been asking so many questions from other resource persons. So I'm also expecting that you can ask me whatever you want from this, because I am formally 21 days on this leadership only, on this change management. Sir, and being professor of management.
I would request for one more session, sir.
Oh, thank you so much. We can plan, but presently it's not possible. But we can look into that. If somebody is not coming, some speaker is not coming, then I can take one session. Your questions, please. 153 people are there. No questions. How surprising it is. You see, in this group, many of you are to me. So, if you have any question, if you are, please.
Hello,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, I'm Rajesh Baby from Kerala.
Yeah.
Sir, in the last slides you have shown this is some action plan and other things. Can you slightly elaborate that?
Yeah, we will. I'll post it in your group also. And then action plans means it has three important things. First is what action is to be taken. How will you communicate that action? And who is the commander of that action? Commander of that action means who will take that action. Suppose your change may be very big. You may need a team to bring that change. You cannot do all changes in organization. You may be able to do a change in your subject teaching in your class. But when you are talking about a big change, you need a team. You need a team of followers. So follower head doesn't mean that they will, it is something like a political leader or they will vote for you. No, not like that. Team means a team from a peon to a vice chancellor can be your team. You can be at the center point. You can be the change agent. But everybody, like if some change has to be done in policy, you can't do that change. The vice chancellor or registrar or some senate member or some board of studies member will do that change. So you need to get that action, or you need to share your vision of change with those persons. Then suppose some cleaning has to be done. So cleaning will not be done by a teacher or something. It will be done by some of our Valmiki friend or some of the MTS or someone who is in the department, who is on this duty. But if you are able to share a vision with a blue collar person, this nut or a bolt is going to be used in an aeroplane which will be carrying 250 lives. So if your nut and bolt has a problem, it may kill, or 200 people or 300 people will lose their life. If you are able to share this thing with a blue collar person, I think you will be able to motivate that person to the highest level, and he will always be careful on his job. So that comes into the action plan. Somebody has written, sometimes management unable to help that much to leader of organization. What could be the leader? What could be role of a leader in such a case? Very nice question. And I would say the only answer is persuasion. There are two techniques. And the management techniques is known as assertion. You need not to be aggressive in the meeting, but you need to be assertive. You do your homework, make your vision, make your action plan, go into the meeting, share. If you are not called into the meeting, share your vision and mission with the vice chancellor or the person who's attending the meeting. Give a concrete plan. And let me share with you, somebody was yesterday talking about, sir, we have budget constraints. Yes, you cannot work as a leader out of the framework. Means if you are doing change in India, you cannot take resources. You cannot talk about the resources of United States. You cannot talk about the resources of Japan. You have to talk about the resources in India. Whatever your income is, whatever your tax collection is, direct, indirect taxes. So, my dear friends, you cannot go out of the frame. And if you are trying to do that, it means you are trying to change the paradigm. And for that, a high level of leadership is required. You can do it But yes, it will take time. And like our freedom took so many years, your change may take days, weeks, or years to bring that change. Have I answered your question? So persuasion and assertiveness, that is the answer to your question. Sir, you have worked in many foreign organizations. Sir, please tell us what is the basic difference in leadership style between India and those countries. Very nice question. I would like to share one incident. That was my first job, and that was in 2002. And let me share with you that when I was senior lecturer at that time, my colleagues used to tell me that until unless you become a professor, you won't be able to do anything. But something was going into my mind. Let me share with you. I attended one orientation program in Shimla, in Academic Staff College, and I was so much influenced by Professor Verma there, who was director of that Academic Staff College, that I came back. I did a lot of study. I took 1 year. That was year 2000. So from 2000 to 2002, I worked very hard, and I came up with one small book. It was maybe of I suppose it was of 100 pages, of a very small size. And I talked. The book was named as Personality Development and Career Planning Exercises. There was no theory in that, very less theory, but more of a practical kind of exercises. And as a senior lecturer, I could publish that book from Golgotia Publication at that time. And by chance, it got nominated in India Today's book club. So they come up with a book club magazine in which they try to nominate good books. Then there was a vacancy in University of Southern Queensland in UAE in 2002. And I was senior lecturer at that time. So I sent that book that, okay, I have done this thing. And based on that, my book, because it is really difficult to prove your teaching, but it is easy and tangible to show your research work or your writing. So I sent that book. They took interview through video call at that time. So in 2002, it was my first assignment in the Australian university. My deans were Australian. So let me share you what was your question, the leadership style, change in leadership style. So it was a very new campus, and in UAE, there is a knowledge village where all universities are put together. It's like a 5-star hotel. So we were also assigned an academic block. So in our academic block, the furniture came, and we all were, there were only 10 to 12 staff. We all were standing there. Our dean was also standing there. When the furniture came, he said, let's put on this furniture in this classroom. So for some time, I couldn't understand what he's saying. Put on the furniture means what? And suddenly I saw that at that time, his wife was also accompanying him to the university, because that was first or second day. And surprisingly, by that dean, he took off his coat because it was a totally air-conditioned campus, and he started pulling the big almiras. And within no time, and he asked me, okay, Professor Madan, can you help me to do this thing, do that thing? And I saw that within no minutes, the 10, 12 staff, they got involved into this whole work, which in India, if I ask any teacher to put on the furniture in the classroom, now you can imagine what will happen to him, whether it is private organization or government organization. Now, that was the difference in the leadership style, which was really surprising to me. One more incident I would like to share with you from the same university. The teaching evaluations were very, very poor. And my dean called me and said that, why don't you sit in the class of your colleague? And she was a lady. She was an Israeli lady, my colleague, but she was taught in US. Since it was my first assignment, I went to an Australian university where all evaluations were put online every day on the web portal. So I could see her evaluations, student evaluations were very good. my students' evaluation were very bad. Then I sit in her class and I realized that she was actually just making a discussion in the class. And what mistake I was doing, I was just putting my PPT and doing blah, 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 blah like this. I realized my mistake and I learned a lot from that lady. And believe me, when I took my second assignment in 2008 in a Chinese university, I was given the best professor award. In Chinese culture, they don't give farewell. But I was the foreign professor there. There were many foreign professors who was given farewell. I was given 1 month salary as a bonus also. It is in the power of a dean. I was totally surprised. But my dear friends, I have shared this experience because if I would not have learned from that lady, she used to give pre-assignment like I gave you yesterday and do a discussion in the class, not just showing the PPT. So I realized my mistake. I did a lot of improvement. I improved my learning. And then I went for my second foreign assignment for 1 semester. And that is what I can share with you. So this is all in my lecture today. Thank you so much for listening me patiently. If you still have any question, you can do write to me because it is already 11:42. So we need to go for the next lecture also. So thank you so much. I'll be posting my PPT and whatever I have done by today afternoon. So you'll be able to share. I'm here with you till the last day. And if you have any questions in the last day, we can solve those questions and we can share our experiences also. So thank you so much. Over to Dr. Suyash.
Thank you, sir. I would like to invite Aman Tyagi for a formal vote of thanks. Amanji.
Sure, sir. Thank you, Professor Pankaj Madanji, for sharing your views on the different aspects of leadership. Thank you, sir, for sharing your views on different aspects. And thank to all the participants. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will be meeting again in 15 minutes for the next section.
Not in 15 minutes, Amanji. We are running short of time. So we will be starting our session in 5 minutes only.
11:45 only, sir. Okay, okay.
Yes, yes.
So
We
our
are
session
all
will be starting in.
Yes, yes. Yes, please. Amanji.
Our session will be starting in 11:45 as the scheduled time. So be connected here.
Dear all participants, please stay connected with us. We will be starting our next session shortly. You can take a break of 1 or 2 minutes. We are ready with our next speaker and we will be inviting him soon. So please stay connected with us. Do not leave the meeting. You can take a short break of 1 or 2 minutes.